Welcome to the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 93. The first setup was submitted by Peter. It's like empty.
Yeah, no, it's completely. It reminds me of a doctor's office.
Yeah.
With the comfy chair for the doctor and the rickety plastic thing for whoever sits there.
Yeah. I mean, the color of the wall, I guess that's one thing that you could say is like unique about it, because I definitely haven't seen anything like that drastic. And I like that he's got one pop vinyl and one baseball. Just kind of like, okay, a little bit of personality.
There needs to be a theme. I mean, if he likes baseball, he likes pops, that's fine. I think it's too minimalistic. He needs something to show his passion.
Peter scored a 61. The next setup was submitted by Gustav. The first thing that I think pops out for everyone is the wall. And knowing that he did it himself, like, cool, like that's awesome. Personally, not my favorite thing in the world. But again, it comes down to personal preference. What do you think about the wall?
I absolutely love the wall. You know, you could take the whole setup away and that wall, I could just stare at it for hours because it's the most impactful thing in that room. He's on the shelf there. He's got a load of Xbox 360 games, but I can't see any controllers or consoles anywhere. So I don't know why they're up there.
I don't think the white monitor is a problem. I mean, no. If anything, it kind of goes with your theme of just like random, like use what you have. Because when I looked at wall, I do think, you know, it's like, it's just your hangout spot. You're not like a tech enthusiast that needs to have the latest and greatest. Gustav scored a 57. The next setup was submitted by Daniel. Yeah, this setup, it definitely screams like younger, and it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, it's pretty evident that, like, okay, you're a little bit younger. Those two speakers, the one is hanging off the side.
They're too big for the desk.
Yeah, and then it's even funnier because he has that separate setup for his laptop with speakers. It's like how many ears do you have, bro? I love it.
I love the blue. Really goes well, especially with his choice of posters he's got up there, and it really kicks off the background of the computer. Again, the wire tidy is amazing, especially if he's only 13. That's absolutely excellent.
Dude, I think the desk isn't deep enough. It's not even the width that's the problem. It's not deep enough, and he's like a little too close to those double monitors. Like, that's one thing, me nitpicking. I mean, you probably had this desk for a little bit, and I think that the main problem is just space for you, because you have all this awesome stuff that you want to put on display, and you did a great job. Daniel scored a 63. The next setup was submitted by Joey.
When I first saw this picture, I just thought, where's the wires? Has this been photoshopped? There's no wires at all, apart from these peripherals. It's amazing. And to say he's got like a glass desk there, I've got a glass desk here, and the hardest thing was hiding the wires. And it's done an amazing job. Absolutely amazing.
Now, I think when it comes to the right side of the desk, that's where you kind of lost me.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you have the MacBook Pro there with games on top of it, and everything's kind of in a weird position. You don't have a lot of room. You kind of do need to utilize the floor a little bit. I think your PC could go there, get some storage for the games. That's not the ideal position for your MacBook. You should center yourself to that right side of the desk with your monitor. In this scenario, I don't think your monitor necessarily has to touch your TV, because your TV is more so for console gaming more than anything.
I really do like the setup as a setup, but I think put a little bit of yourself in there and you won't go far wrong.
Joey scored a 71. The next setup was submitted by Hessel.
The size of his room for a start is ginormous.
Yeah.
But just looking at the setup, it's minimalistic. He loves the New York theme. He's got the old Empire State Building there and on his wallpaper. When
I saw the full shot of the room, I was like, dude, now that is awesome. And I'm a sucker for like a huge room that has like a drum set in it, because that screams hangout. That's like where he goes and he just does whatever the hell he wants, and that's awesome. I mean, in terms of usability, look at that. He's got the speakers in a spot that are ideal. He could actually hear things. He's got a huge mouse pad. You know, his peripherals are great. Everything's right in reach that he needs, but at the same time, he doesn't have things on his desk that he doesn't use. You know, it's not like random things are just chilling on his desk. I agree, though, the subwoofer, not an ideal position. Really, everything under the desk is kind of in a weird spot. Like, I don't know, it's just oddly placed. No, everything's scrunched in that corner. It shouldn't be like that. You should kind of spread it out. Put the subwoofer to the left side. Keep the footrest where it's directly in line of your feet. And your PC, I don't think it should be right next to the subwoofer either. I don't think that's really ideal. Hessel scored a 76. The next setup was submitted by Lucas. The monitor on the right side makes me want to vomit.
Yep.
Like, dude, Oh my god, don't let it get that bad. I mean, I understand it's just like one little smudge, but like get some cleaner and please, for the love of God, just clean that.
Okay, this is the classic get your teeth into. This could be so much better, and he's got all the stuff there to do it.
And that desk just looks like it's murdering your feet. I don't know how it's comfortable. I don't know where you put your feet. It looks like he just kind of, anything he had laying around from his parents, he's like, okay, I'm putting it in there. I'm going to use it. And I mean, you got one random shelf just to put one Xbox controller on. It's like, it's weird. The cables are all over the place. Everything's kind of smushed together in the middle. I mean, the mouse pad, peripherals, that part of it's nice. I mean, I'm not saying it's awful. It's just, you know, like you said, a little bit of work and this will look amazing.
Lucas scored a 26. The next setup was submitted by James.
His wire tidy is absolutely brilliant, but there's so much wall space there that you could do something with. I'm not a fan of having two monitors with the center right in front of your face. That would drive me nuts, I think. I've got two monitors myself and I'll have one off to the side, so I'm always sitting in front of one monitor. And I think that table's a little bit small to be having what he's got on there. It's he's got the Xbox on there as well, and the mouse pad, and I don't know, it just looks a bit cluttered to me.
I mean, I think it's a little bit hard because of his wall. It has like a little cubby hole in it, and like I think that's all he can actually fit, which kind of sucks because if that's the case, then the drawers underneath, you can't really, it'd be better without. It would just be better with like a tabletop and then having a separate piece for storage. The Xbox, I mean, I don't think it's awful there, but it's kind of like an eyesore. It would look a lot more clean, obviously, if that wasn't there. And I was thinking maybe you could utilize one of those shelves on the right side, but it may not be able to fit the Xbox without it like peeking out.
James scored a 64. The final setup was submitted by Peter.
See, blue is my favorite color, but I'm not liking that wall, and I don't know if he can change that or ever. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's too dark or... And the notice board obviously is hidden behind the monitor, so does that really need to be there?
Why do you even pin stuff up? It defeats the purpose.
That's it. I mean, that whole wall and notice board has drawn my attention completely away from the actual computer. And then the next thing that comes is the sock over his little snowball mic there.
Hey man, that's an effective pop filter. The setup, like you said, he has a lot of great stuff. The corkboard, awful positioning. I mean, you have like a plastic bag. It looks like it's signed by people, but that's really not the best placement for it. Maybe put it in a spot where we could actually see what's on there. It really comes down to just cleanliness, and I think that wall, the thing that you're talking about, like, yeah, it's a little too dark because I can't really, I don't know, it kind of makes things look smaller too. At the end of the day, it's not an awful setup. It's not bad at all. It's pretty great. It's just these few things that you could do to make it better aren't that hard.
Peter scored a 44. First place went to Hessel with the 76. Thanks for watching this Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 93.